Piggy abilities have been in the game ever since Minitoon added them in 2021, and in my opinion, the abilities are the worst update and were a huge mistake to Piggy. In this video, I'll explain why they were, so let's get into it. Right, so, why were the abilities the worst update in Piggy? Part 1. The unbalanced abilities. So, in my opinion, abilities made Piggy really unbalanced. For example, the player gets a sprint ability as their free ability, allowing them to literally run faster than Piggy. The player is already a little bit faster than Piggy and can get away from Piggy pretty easily. But the sprint ability literally allows them to get away from Piggy a lot quicker. Using sprint, you can literally sprint out of traps that have slowness. You can sprint and jump over traps and make it easier. And it can make it easier to genuinely get away from Piggy. Abilities like the decoy ability can also literally just block every single trap that Piggy uses. I think the only trap decoys can't affect are the snowman trap. But apart from that, they can literally make every other trap useless, which is just insane. Part 2. Piggy Before. Alright, so Piggy Before abilities were added was actually, probably in my opinion, the best and made Piggy way more balanced. Let me explain why. Originally, before abilities were added back in 2020, Minitoon had it that Piggy would basically have a set of traps. And Piggy would have a limit on how many traps they could place. For example, the default trap was 8. The tombstone trap was 1. No, the tombstone trap was 2, sorry. The snow Piggy trap was 1. And traps would not have a timer, so if no one stepped on them, they would stay instantly. They would stay for the whole game if no one stepped on them. And the player had no abilities. But the trade-off was, the player is a bit faster than Piggy, but Piggy gets traps. That was it. And it worked like a charm. Honestly, in my opinion, that was the most balanced Piggy has ever been. Part 3. Why abilities suck. So, I've already talked about how abilities made the game unbalanced. And I've talked about this, obviously, earlier on in the video. So, another reason why they actually suck, though, is because they were hardly attended to. Minitoon added them in. He added a few others and then just left them. He left them for ages. We didn't get any new abilities or any new traps for a really long time until last year. At the end, for the Mrs. P campaign, we got our first ability in ages. Along with the... actually, no, the ability... The crafty ability was, that was the ability we had after such a long time. And also, can I just say this? The Decay Season 8 update is adding an ability that costs 10 energy and has a shield on with a plus emoji in the middle. Now, you are telling me that that ability is not going to do something super broken. That ability is probably going to make you immune to Piggy for a certain amount of time or put a shield on you. This is what I mean. Abilities make it so hard for Piggy to even try and kill the player, where Piggy is forced to either camp the exit or just spam a load of traps down. Part 4, the final part, how can abilities be rebalanced or fixed? If I had to suggest something, I would say revert the game back to how it used to work with a trap limit. However, that's probably not going to happen. So how could Minitoon and the developers fix this? Very, very simple idea. All they have to do is make Piggy also have abilities. Now, listen, I know Piggy already has traps, but I think that Piggy either having abilities would probably be a good option. Giving Piggy a sprint ability, giving Piggy the ability to make her have a decoy. You know, having the abilities also work for Piggy, but that's probably another whole issue. The main thing would just be to go onto the abilities and rebalance them, right? That's probably the best way to do it. Looking at the abilities and thinking, how can we rebalance these? Because a lot of them are really broken and OP and can literally, can literally make Piggy suffer through the whole game. For example, the crafty ability can literally block Piggy off from a whole area from a short amount of time and can delay a chase. You can be walking out of the house into the garden, place the crafty ability, and Piggy has to stand there while you quickly run into the vent. It's pretty OP, and it is pretty broken. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' opinion on this, but in my opinion, abilities ruin Piggy, and I think they should be removed for real. For real. Don't worry, guys. I don't really think that, but I do think abilities are the worst thing that were ever added in Piggy. And if Minitoon would have kept the old trap system, I think Piggy would be a lot more balanced and less buggy.